Hold on, I'm just going for my Insta stories.
Oh, well, I've started recording. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Two Peas in the Pod. We got full crew inside this week. The Two Peas and Eggy's here. Hello, everybody. Hope you're all well. Hope you haven't gone mental in quarantine. Wanted to start with you this week, Phil H. But how come you never share the show on your social media?
I don't know, but I'm going to start doing it today.
What stopped you?
Out, didn't
Answer the fucking question.
Yeah.
I've no idea what stopped me. Probably just being what you two would call being a little bitch. So
I like the honesty.
Yeah, not going to set you up.
I'll
take that one on the chin.
Last episode was actually really good, so thank you, Phil. It was a really good conversation, and it more than tripled in views to all the other videos we get. So I think it did. Yeah, it's obviously a hot topic in the world at the moment. I don't know how much you guys want to get into it, or if you just want to tell me how you guys are doing. We don't really have topics this week, but it's just good to see you all.
Yeah. Let's talk about the positive.
I think we do have a topic.
Okay, cool.
Right.
We have a challenge that we need to close the doors to.
We do. We do. So, anyone?
Were you going to grab another snack? Are you, Egg?
Yeah, Eggy. If you moved that quick during the challenge, you wouldn't have been the loser.
So the weight loss challenge, we all did a weight loss challenge. I lost weight. Phil Price, did you lose weight?
Yeah, I lost exactly 4 kilos.
Phil H, did you lose some weight?
I lost 3.5 kilos.
It's similar to what I lost. I lost 3 kilos. Eggy, how much did you lose, mate?
I gained 3 kilos.
He took a kilo off all of us.
Yeah, he did. And why would you say that is?
Because probably. It's reflecting time. Probably because I probably didn't take it seriously, bro. To be honest, I'm just not about that life. That's not me.
I love Phil P's face when he's about to hear an excuse, because Phil, your face is priceless. You can see him from a mile.
Do you know what
away.
it is? Because all Eggy does is give excuses.
Your ears, excuse king. Bruv, you knew it was going to happen. You said it. You did 2 backyard workouts, and then
I am disappointed.
You did big it up.
I said it like, like to sort of like him to prove me wrong. But what did he do? He ate 4 pizzas every night.
Yeah, I went through a pizza eating phase, and now I'm just going through eating a different curry every day.
I have a pizza eating phase. I've had one for about 10 years of my life.
Yeah.
Balance.
Yeah.
What about balance?
Yeah. Eat the pizza, but then you can work it off, and then you don't have to have it every day. What's the forfeit then, lads? Eggy?
To be fair, I need to go weigh myself again because I've been back at work.
Doesn't matter what you weigh now. Doesn't matter. Irrelevant. You could have lost 5 kilos. The weight loss challenge, we had a date. We weighed in on that day, and you've put on weight, and there's a forfeit. Personally, I think eating a kebab with no hands on camera is hilarious, but it's got to be something you have to agree. Phil, did you actually order those chilies, or was you just chatting?
No, I can't order them. I wanted more confirmation.
I don't know.
Right.
What we have to do? Egg, you have to.
He has to be in pain.
Like, you have to do something, Egg.
Right? Eating a kebab with no hands is fun. I'm probably going to try it next time when I get one. Just 'cause I want to know.
Eggy, what do you think your punishment should be?
Try and lose weight. How about that?
My punishment. I don't know. But from the beginning, I just felt like I was a part of the conversation, not it's my idea and let's do it. So
it was your idea. What does that mean?
Oh yeah,
it wasn't my
excuse.
Eggy. Wait for this, boys. It was definitely your excuse.
No, it wasn't.
In fact, yes, it was. You came to the pod when we was in studio and said, I want to do this. I've brought the scales, and don't worry about it, lads. I've watched the YouTube video about how to use them. Remember, watched the YouTube video about how to use scales.
Go back.
Please listen back to the shows.
Go back. No, go back to the original idea. Sandip said we should do a weight loss challenge, and I accepted. But it wasn't my idea from the beginning.
Again, what's that got to do with you losing?
Listen, this is not... You didn't... First of all, you didn't have to take part. Second of all, you weighed in your boxers.
I had to
see your body. So we've all had to go through. We've all had to do
had to
things
see
we didn't
your
want to do.
body.
I didn't want to see your hairy ass back, but we all have to do stuff. So
I
we
didn't want to see your bosoms.
That's what I'm saying. So we all went through it. We all agreed, and we all said we're doing it. So you have to do a forfeit, bruv. You
Okay,
fucking
how
put
about-
on weight.
Eggy,
How
you're eating a
about
fucking
I
chili,
have
mate.
I have to. Bruv, you're talking to someone that eats fucking chilies every day, bruv. Mine.
Hey,
Oh,
it's not
so
gonna- it's
Not a 2 million Scoville unit chili, mate.
Do you reckon you
Okay,
can
maybe,
do it, Egg?
yeah, maybe. No, not that.
What
'cause
chilies
I've never
do you
even
eat?
heard of that, bruv.
What chilies do you eat?
Them small green ones, bruv. They
They're
hurt.
90,000. Just to let you know, a green chili's 90,000.
And what's that
The
one?
one I'm getting is 2 million.
You could do it,
So
Egg.
basically, Phil wants me to commit suicide. That's the extent of a forfeit.
He's done it.
I've eaten a 600,000 one.
And
it
he's
was
fine.
horrible.
I've seen the video.
I'm
Was that when you was in Australia?
Yeah, and
I
I had
remember that.
fucking lemon squash. Lemon squash to the worst drink possible.
Yeah, sour on. fucking hot is
Lemon
really
will kill the
best.
chili, bruv.
That's what
What?
I thought. But
It does,
doesn't.
bruv. It
Nah,
does.
It will
Well,
kill it
maybe
like a
raw.
jalapeno, mate.
Yeah.
Come on then. What
Eggy.
we doing then? What we doing?
I reckon he should eat the chili.
What food don't you like, Eggy?
I really don't like.
Don't say pizza, kebab, chicken wings, burgers.
Bruv, I'm greedy,
Bread.
so I eat anything, bruv.
That's the wrong person here. Who knows what Eggy doesn't like?
Losing weight.
Apart from a salad. Eggy's got to eat a salad.
No,
Ah,
anything but the vegetables.
I reckon you should have to. I was going to say sign them up for a 5K, but no one's really organising 5Ks right now, are they?
But
Only if it's tomorrow and he has to complete it.
That would be funny.
Otherwise, he'll do like 3 runs. We'll all see it online. And
Yeah.
he'll get ready for it.
I think the chili is a good idea, personally. I think that,
You have to, whatever you're doing, you have to do on camera, right?
I think,
Yeah.
considering this should have all been done and dusted before we even signed the dotted line. So I think you guys are just moving the goalposts because it's me. I think you're. I think
Let
he's
me
just
settle the
bullying now.
goalposts. I'll settle the goalposts. Hands up for chili.
Bullying. You failed a
Yeah.
fucking challenge, mate.
There you go, mate. You're eating the
If
chili.
it was like, let's just say, I don't
40.
know. Let's
Do
say
you
it
know
was one
way,
of the films.
Do you know one
I'll
way
be
you
like,
could have stopped
yeah.
this?
But
Actually, in the challenge, actually
yeah,
trying.
losing weight.
Eggy, you can't talk for us because you always go, well, if this was one of you, it was all 3 of us and you took part.
Yeah, and we
We're
all.
all fat cunts at the beginning.
Yeah.
I
One of us
lost-
gave up bread for 5 months, which I still
from
think is.
from the start of the year to the my birthday, the 1st of June, I lost 4.5 kilos, and last week half back on because I started eating bread again. Fucking.
I had bread today, right? You know that really thick one? I had 2 sandwiches of them, right? I kid you not, by 2 o'clock I was starving, bro.
You
Bread
had
is
2
shit.
sandwiches, as in like 4 bits of bread. 2 sandwiches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. the
Genuinely
thick
think he's had 4 loaves. Slammed them together.
No, it was in the house, and I was like, I'm done with eating curry every fucking 5 minutes. Give me something bland. And yeah, I took that, and I had a sandwich on my first break, and I
What
was
sandwich was it?
like, chicken, lettuce, and mayo.
Lettuce.
Classic.
Yeah, right, chicken,
Good
lettuce, mayo,
sandwich.
but it was
Good
banging.
sandwich.
With a little bit of Algerian sauce in there.
I knew it.
Knew it.
Thing at the moment. It's ridiculous. I love
So
that.
are we? Listen, we have to get this sorted. Are we saying that you got to eat a chili?
Right,
Egg?
we got a couple of choices. A chili. I think chili's the only choice.
Are you up for that, Egg? Would
Chili's,
you
yeah.
do that?
Nah,
Why?
bun that.
Well, come
Bun
with.
that.
I tell you what we do.
Listen,
you know, you say if
listen,
it was one of
I've
us.
got an idea. No one can force me to do nothing. How
Okay.
about that?
Okay, cool. I get that. But what you said, if it was one of yous, I'll tell you, if it was one of us, what we would have done is we'd be throwing some forfeits out there. But you haven't said nothing. You're just like, oh,
And we'd be doing it. We'd be honouring them.
100%. I'll be up for it. If I lost the challenge, I'm up for it. We all weighed in. We all had the scales. We all had the figures there. So hit us with some ideas, Egg. What will you do?
eating challenge. How about that? Because I'm
You've
so
already
fat.
done one. You've already
You've been
done
doing one for fucking 6 months, mate.
Yeah. Eggy, you've
If you-
literally made
If you
zero
was my
sacrifices.
true friends, you give me
Oh.
something that I would actually be like,
Eggy,
do you
mate,
know what?
we
It's
don't
not
have
too bad.
violins. Just
Listen,
stop being a
if
little
we were your
victim.
true
You're eating.
friends, if we
You're eating.
if we were your true friends, you would have taken part in the fucking challenge with us, wouldn't you? If we were your true friends, mate. Not
I'd
just
try.
like,
Dude, Eggy's the
I'm
dude
only
who'd say-
human.
I weren't really like part of it. Like I was just there, mate.
And you was, mate, and you was
Eggy's the kid.
furloughed.
Eggy's the kid that doesn't stand on the goal line and heads and volleys. You know, he's that kid. No, I didn't lose. I didn't lose.
I tell you what,
Come on, Egg.
I do like the eat something hands free. That sounded quite
Yeah,
challenging
eat,
to do.
eat a chili with no hands. Brilliant. both together. Boom.
Eggy, you're not going to get something you want. That is not a forfeit. That's a prize.
Yeah.
They're very different.
So don't ask me then, innit? Silly cunt.
I agree. Why are you asking him? Don't
All right,
ask.
you got to
Easy.
eat chili.
He's eating the fucking chili.
Next pod, we're all together. You're eating chili.
You're eating a fucking chili, mate. There you go.
You don't have a drink for 5 minutes once you eat it, and then good, done. Get on with
Do
your
not turn up to the pod if you've not eaten that chili. Like, actually, don't log in. Because you haven't.
I think I'm busy that weekend, to be fair.
Busy running. Catch the 5K. How's your running going, Phil H?
I haven't run for actually about 10 days. But the weather's been pretty shit, isn't it?
Your
No, but
beard's
it was
coming along
going
quite
really well.
nicely, bruv. I just got your profile there.
Yeah, I've seen that when you logged in.
That's taken ages. It's actually quite sad. This has taken like 9 full weeks. It's madness.
I think it
But
looks
yeah,
alright.
I like it. But yeah, I'm actually going to go running. Probably going to go running tomorrow. But I'm going to have to go back a week on the couch for 5K just to get my lungs going again. But yeah, no, really good to be fair. It is quite good because when we did that weight loss challenge, like when we started it, I was like, how do you lose weight? And anyway, I did loads of Google research for about 4 days. And it turns out if you reduce the amount you eat and exercise more, that's it. And I text all of you. I text Phil Price and I was like, is this right? And then he looked at the research as well. And then we rang like UCL, Cambridge, all of them. And they were like, yeah.
It worked, man.
It's amazing what you can do, isn't it? It's amazing what you can do when you've got the facts. Meanwhile, Eggy's watching YouTube videos how to weigh himself properly.
Although, that being said, I feel like we do need to shout out on the back of Phil Price's Insta story that we've got a few people starting up some new banging eating businesses. Hashtag Grazy Times, hashtag Garden Bakery. So I'm not going to be this skinny for very long, so I'm going to come back and stuff my face with savoury sweets and then sweet sweets.
I mean, you can't beat having a sick baker. Like,
No.
the cakes I've been getting on the regs.
I know it's quite it's obviously I'm making sure that I'm not just I can't just eat cake all the time, bruv. I'll make sure we're not doing that. Like we give shit away, and like she's been practicing and stuff, obviously, like making brownies and madeleines and stuff. So like I take him into work and stuff like that. But it's so.
What is a madeleine?
It's like
I've never heard of that. It looks so fancy.
Have you seen? Did you see a picture of him though? She put them up. Did you see him?
Yeah, look like
little shelly thing.
That's it. Yeah, it's like a little shell cake.
Banging.
Oh, bruv, they're so fucking good, man.
Those popsicle cakes.
Yeah, cakesicles. It's like when she showed them to me first, I thought because it looks like a Magnum ice cream, and you bite into it, and it's just pure cake, bruv. It's just
soft,
fucking
moist.
Yeah.
You're in trouble. There's a problem in Chatham, and it's getting bigger.
Oh, mate, don't.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can go follow Garden Bakery UK on Instagram. Check out some pictures there. Yeah, man, we've got some good shit coming. Eggy, how's the plans coming for your food business?
I've got a professional photographer booked in for Saturday. I've employed someone who works in digital marketing to wipe all my fucking socials clean and start again and do it properly. I've just spent about 300. I've spent about £400 on stock. I'm fucking chasing delivery partners around like Headless Chicken, and I'm just waiting around. I've got my delivery for my menus coming Friday.
Good.
It's coming along, and I'm just going along with it. and I officially leave my job on the 30th of this month.
I
So
was going to
come the
ask that,
30th of this month, I'll be unemployed and I'll be fucking out there, drumming up business and whatnot. Anxiety, bruv, is weird. I'm not really.
You'll get a mad kick behind you, like when you're doing it.
Yeah, bruv, it'll be a good
spur you
feeling.
on.
Yeah,
Are you going to be looking for another job as well then?
Fuck no, bruv. I'm self-employed forever now.
You're just
If
looking
this
for you're going to
flops-
put it all into this, yeah?
Oh, I'm going in. Like,
Good.
that's it. I'm not. I've come to the conclusion that if you're working for someone else, bruv, you're just a number. You'll get replaced like that, and that's how I'm feeling after leaving.
A pandemic
my
will come and you'll get full salary and it'll be but go on.
Or I could be self-employed and the government will give me a grant, you know?
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, the government will sort you out. The next pandemic that comes. Why don't we? How's Corona? How's everyone feeling about Corona? Is everyone? I mean, I know not everyone's sort of stopped talking about it, but still there. People still dying.
Yeah.
Are they?
Yes.
Oh, what? How did you?
Over 200 people died yesterday of coronavirus, Eggy.
That wasn't yesterday. That's the weekend catch-up, though. Because they don't report care homes and thingy numbers during the weekend, do they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mrs. keeps having a go at me because I keep telling her like it's over. She needs to stop talking about it.
I feel like it is.
It's done, isn't it? Fuck it.
Can I ask a question? Can I genuinely ask? Like, I need to know this. So I know everyone's saying we need to be cautious because we don't want a second wave.
Alert.
But what
You've never
country
been
has
cautious.
actually had a second wave first? Like, has anyone had the second wave?
China.
Yet? Surely it will be China,
No.
then Spain, Italy. Like, they had it, so they should
but
be the first one.
When they talk about a second wave, it's not like immediate. Like, it can take up to like 2 or 3 months. I think they're more concerned of one popping up in like autumn or winter because that's when flu symptoms are more prevalent anyway. It's not like
the virus can't survive in warm temperatures as long. So winter's going to be
apparently. And
then like these second waves that have hit those sort of countries never really got a big first wave. So I don't believe they're actually second waves personally.
They keep changing where it does live in that as well, don't they?
Well, first of all, a WHO guy doctor came out yesterday and said that it wasn't on surfaces, and then today they've redacted it and said that we shouldn't have said it does. It does. So, mate, what are we supposed to fucking like? If you don't know, and you're the World Health Organization, Bill Gates trying to kill everybody and put vaccines in our assholes. If you don't know, then what are we supposed to do? Like, I'll tell you right now, if it comes a second wave again, I ain't locking down for shit, bruv. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to have to go to work. I am not locking down. I'm going to be at my granddad's, licking his face. I don't give a shit about this anymore. Like, I don't care. Like, it's just, I was so dumb.
And if there's not a second wave, you're still going to be at granddad's licking his face.
Yeah.
I know you too well.
Oh, man. I shouldn't be so flippant about it. Obviously, I'm joking. Obviously, a lot of people
just be hygienic, innit?
Wash your hands.
Simple.
Don't touch your face. Wash your hands. Don't touch
The only thing with Corona is I actually know someone who died of it, and that's
Same.
the only reason why it's a bit touchy for me because I've still got text messages where we were just texting each other recently, and that guy could outrun. He was a marathon runner. Do you know what I mean?
Well, he didn't have any pre-existing health conditions.
Not that I know of, and I worked for him for a year or two, and I was literally right next to him, and I never knew of anything that.
How old was he?
Medication. He was in his probably by now in his 60s, but he was a marathon runner, bro. He was fit as fuck. Like, yeah, it was just mad. Just going on Facebook.
I worked with someone as well, and he was early 30s, bro. Same age as like me, a little bit older than me, and I don't know if he had any pre-existing health. Have you seen? I don't know if this is one of those fake news things, but a lot of people have told me this as well, that one of their relatives or someone that they know has died, but they've been pressured into putting cause of death, coronavirus, on their death certificate.
There's been like 1,000 lawsuits against death certificates lately.
Yeah.
So just putting everything down to Corona.
Yeah.
And even I've got a friend who's been telling me there's people in Romania who've said to him that they've had someone die of something else, but they've been told, listen, put Corona down, we'll pay you this much money. It don't make no sense to me.
But what's in it for them doing that though? Well, I don't.
I don't see any logic. That's why I question it. Like,
yeah.
who wins out of it? Just by putting that on there instead of
someone
something
down the line
else.
who's ordering this shit will be taking something out of it. I believe.
Maybe.
Yeah, my uncle died during lockdown, and I swear they tried to put Corona as something down on there, but my cousin, she's a pharmacist, and like she would just weren't having any of it apparently. So, but I'm not too sure. It was a bit blurry that sort of time for me, but it's just mad, bro. I don't know what to believe anymore.
No, it's mad.
I feel like the whole of lockdown's a blur.
Yeah, it's been mad. What does everyone think about all those statues being torn down?
Give us your thoughts, Phil, on that first.
Oh, I think it's good.
Really?
Yeah. Why do you need a statue of a slaver? It's just an affront to a lot of people, isn't it?
What do you think, Egg?
Where do you stop? Personally, I don't like to see statues of anyone. To be fair, like, why the fuck are we? Why do we have statues?
What
of
about
anyone?
Thierry Henry at the Emirates?
I was about to say, what about the Thierry Henry one?
So what if he goes and becomes fucking Tottenham's manager and wins the Champions League with them?
Still did what he did for Arsenal. Still what he did.
He says, "Fuck Arsenal."
He
bro.
still did what he did for Arsenal. He still did what he did.
So do Tottenham fans feel the same way about that with someone like Sol Campbell, who was their fucking best ever player?
But Sol Campbell ain't got a statue.
Wasn't their best ever player, and doesn't have a statue. People, Tottenham fans put Ledley King above him. Anyway, with
That's
the statue,
mad. He's much better than Sol Campbell. Sol Campbell's much better than Ledley King.
I know this is Tottenham.
I
Fans.
will say this though.
Go on, Phil.
Is that like what Eggy said about like how far you're going to go back and like what people might do. Like the statues are like of horrible people. There are enough good people, like new icons in the world, that if you feel like you have to have a statue, you can tear that one down and put up someone who actually did something good for the community. But that
would you say that Gandhi is someone that you could have a statue of?
Not why in this country. In India, maybe.
No, generally speaking, like as a statue in India, would you think that would be like, oh, that's a person that's done good in the world?
I know he was a bit pedo-y though. That's the only thing that puts me off.
Yeah, and also he was one of the people that I was pushing for caste systems.
Yeah.
So we don't know the whole fucking story about everyone until later on, and that person's not there to defend themselves, so we can't really say much. Like, a lot of people think of Gandhi as this like peaceful guy, but then you come out and be like, well, actually he was a bit of a pedo. And then I will also say, actually he was actually one of the main people that fucking caused racism within our own community, because he was so into the whole caste system of dividing people up and whatnot.
He doesn't have a statue in Bristol though. So the thing for me is like, number one, if we're just going to go back to what happened, a fucking man, and people keep bringing up George Floyd's criminal record. It's really starting to fuck me off. Like, every time people post up about his murder and all this kind of stuff, people keep posting pictures of his fucking criminal record. Listen, I don't give a fuck what he did. He was murdered on camera. He was fucking murdered, right? So if you're not outraged by that, and you're more outraged by a piece of metal and rock being torn down, you need to sort your fucking head out, and you're a racist cunt. Second of all, but the main thing they keep saying as well on a lot of these Facebook comments and stuff like that is, oh, no one cared about these statues before. No one cared about these statues before. If no one cared about the statues before, why the fuck do you give a fuck if people are tearing them down then?
That's not true. That's not true either.
And
that Colston one in Bristol, there was like a whole host of like activism and petitions to have it removed. 100%. I think at one point I read that they were not even going to have it removed. I think, someone correct me if I'm wrong.
They're going to put it in the museum, aren't they?
They're going to put it in the museum, but before that, they agreed to change the epitaph as like a compromise. But the company that takes care of the trust that he left, whatever it's called, it's even called like the Western Merchants Company. It's still got like an old ass name. They put forward a narrative that was still like basically absolved him of everything, like only focused on his good, but didn't recognise the atrocities he's caused, and they were like, that's not good enough.
The people saying
But,
shit like, oh, they didn't put the statue up because of his slave trade. They put it up for his philanthropy. Oh, all right
but you
then.
can only have the philanthropy because of the slave
Doesn't
trade.
matter, mate.
Exactly.
What year was this? What year? What sort of century? Is this like centuries ago? Is it like?
It's not recent, Egg. Why?
I'm just wondering because I'm just curious to know what the world was like at that time.
Well,
If we
slavery
bring
was
him back
obviously
now,
legal, if that's what you're asking. But it doesn't make it all right, though.
no, but I'm saying at that time it was the cultural norm, which
People
is
don't
different.
glorify shit like that. Take
Bruv,
it
in
down.
Germany in 1914, it was a cultural norm to gas Jews. That was a cultural norm. Doesn't matter what the cultural norm was.
Didn't they take one down in London today?
Yeah.
Sadiq Khan, he made one.
Yeah, it was a bloke that he pretty much founded Canary Wharf, didn't he? He had a contract with the West India Company.
I'm glad. Like, that's a movement for me. That's
I
change.
I don't care about statues, and that's why I don't want to see them. I don't want to see them glorify
I
people that
honestly
cause
don't
atrocities.
I don't think half these people fighting to keep them out care about them.
Yeah,
Of course
It's
they
just
don't.
It's more.
It's the
I
inner
think
fucking
they feel.
ignorance.
I think they feel like it's basically their history that there's no in history. It's basically stop vandalizing our culture.
No,
It's
they think it's
racism.
history. They think that why are you trying to change history? It's a part of history. It's what made the great. Listen, I've been on reading a lot of comments on Facebook. Why are you trying to change history? It's not going to change the past. This is part of Great Britain's culture. All right, well let's leave the Berlin Wall up then, cunts. Like why did we tear that down? Like what it's there. It's part of history. Listen, you know what? Yeah, a lot of people have said to me the UK ain't racist. The UK ain't racist. No, the UK is not racist, but there is some racist ass cunts in this fucking country. And it like this has opened my eyes to a lot of shit. Like I didn't know it was this bad, man. I did not know it was this bad, bro.
It's all coming out, isn't it?
It's fucked, bro. There's a lot of people coming out the woodwork.
I don't feel I've also have seen a lot of comments from people that I know, and I know deep down that these people are not racist. But what has made me realize is that they're actually ignorant.
100% agree with you.
It's pointless now talking about they're dumb, they're ignorant, they're racist. What we have to actually do is how are we actually going to fix the problem? Another problem that I see is when people go onto their own social medias and everyone gives their 2 cents is, listen, I'm not on that racist thing, delete me, don't give a fuck. The problem lies there because without dialogue and actually talking to someone and speaking to them on a level of, you know, they don't actually understand what they think is wrong, right? If you're going to just say you're racist, to them straight away, black, look, that's it. When they're actually not, they're just actually ignorant or confused or don't actually know how the British Empire worked. You're not going to, the divide will stay there.
Do you think you can change? Do you think you can change a 30-year-old's mind? Like, what the age? Do you think that now, if I open up a conversation with someone I grew up with who's 30 years old and say, whoa, bro, listen, I know you're not racist because I grew up with you, so I know you're not racist because you never called me a racist, but you're being ignorant towards the fact that black people aren't treated equally and these statues don't mean anything, and Winston Churchill was a fucking racist.
They're not
fair shit about India, and it was also even racist to Irish people. What, you can't change a 30-year-old's mind, Egg. You can't.
You can, bruv. You can. Because I know people, and I've seen people who have grown up their whole life in, let's just say, in the BNP and left it. There's people that have grew up in the Ku Klux Klan family and then they've left it.
That's true.
You're not going to change everyone.
That's true.
Aim for fucking 5%. Because...
But is it our responsibility to do that, though, bruv?
I think it's important.
Do you want to change?
Generation,
do you want to change it?
Say again, Phil.
I think it's more important changing the next generation.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't focus on the 30. I know they're parents, obviously, but put it in schools. Like what I learned, what my views on everything is way different to my parents because of what I've learned through my journey in life. It's not always about what your parents teach you. So put it in schools. Put it out there. And then I think it won't happen overnight at the end of the day, but it needs to be talked about.
It comes down to experiences as well. I've seen people be racist to, let's just say, a Pakistani person will go to a white person and slag off Indians, But then that English person will say, yeah, but your best friend's Indian. And he would say, oh, but not him. He's all right.
Yeah. That's the worst one. I'm not racist,
That's the
but
worst one.
I'm not racist. I got black mates. I got black friends. What? My stepmom was like, no. Listen,
I would imagine that the worst part of this racism will be in parts of the country where it's just not. It hasn't mixed well. So I'm talking about Leeds, Bradford,
Hertfordshire.
Yeah. Like, if you can get such a mix of people in London and everyone's just getting on fine as a majority, then why is it that when you go to Bradford, it's divided? Birmingham, divided. Fucking so many places, they're divided, bro. It's because, I don't know, I don't even know.
What I've realised as well, and obviously me and Phil H did go into a lot of detail last week as well, so obviously you can go back and listen to that if you listen to this. But for me at the moment, you know when like you read a news story, yeah, and something happened in Palestine, something happened in Israel, something happened in Syria, we just scroll past it, yeah, because it's not really anything, like there's nothing we can do. It's not really on our plate. For racism at the moment, what's going on at the moment, it's not white people's problem. So for a white person to really take interest in it, and to really be like, oh, like, well, I need to pay attention to this. What's going on? It's not a white person's problem. So they see a protest, they see a march, and all they see is the vandalism. They see someone being knocked off a horse, and they see a statue being defaced, and they're like, oh, these protests are they're outrageous. I heard someone say these protests are fucking outrageous, and it's like, okay, you can focus on the bad stuff, but until you see it as all of our problem, which is not all of our problem, because it's not a problem for white people. It's not your problem. So it's like, I don't understand how we're going to get over that line of making this a conversation for everybody to take seriously. I don't think we're going to do it. I've been going ham on my social media, and I'm taking my foot off the gas a little bit from this week, because I don't think I'm going to change anything. And I don't think that you can't change the mind of these people. There was a peaceful protest in Hedston in Hertfordshire, and a group of white people turned up and just started shouting at them. What can you do about that? You can't do that.
You need to carry on.
I think you'll be surprised who you'll change the opinions of, personally.
Yeah, I do as well. I think
there is,
very surprised.
I'm going to have to apologise in advance because I'm going to totally fuck this up. But it was a Martin Luther King where he said something along the lines of, when they go down to the Deep South, they don't just go there to liberate the blacks, they go there to also liberate the white racists from the hate in their heart. If let's just say we as a collective, black, white, everyone who's against racism, want to truly get rid of it, someone has to step forward and show love first. Then once you show them love and you say, listen, I'm not here to argue with you. I'm not here to tell you that you're ignorant. I'm not here to tell you that you're fucking a racist prick.
But there's peaceful protests being organised in London this Saturday, Egg, and in the background there's Tommy Robinson, who's got football firms coming up as well. So what do you do with that? You
can only carry on doing it the peaceful way, because as soon as you start barking at these people, it's a light bulb. They just switch off because they're like, oh, he's a prick, man. Look, it's underestimated how you can hurt someone's feelings so much by accusing them of being a racist when they're actually not. They haven't.
I don't think people that are
racism.
racist know they're racist, Egg. One of the guys who was shouting abuse in Hertfordshire on his Instagram was posting pictures of Ali saying he's the greatest. He doesn't think he's a racist because he admires people like Ali, and he's an admirer of black people, and he's probably got black mates. So when he's out there shouting at the other protesters, and you say to him, "Oh, bruv, you're fucking racist." I'm not racist. I love black people. Like, so you can't. I don't think you can.
I'm only speaking from experience of people that I've worked with for years, and people that I know, some of the shit that they come out with, I'm like, you don't mean that. You know, if I was with you now, we would actually have an hour's conversation about this, and we'll probably both end up agreeing that somewhere down the line, it was probably the government's fault for fucking letting it get to this stage.
But do you ever think there won't be any racists, though, ever? I can't see there never not being racism present.
We have racism within our own community. If you
That's
break
what I
it
mean,
down,
like, it won't
forget
ever be
black on
gone.
black.
Yeah.
Because you have class wars as well. Remember?
Yes.
And,
Class system and yeah.
So if you don't have racism, you have classism and ageism and sexism. Like, the world's never going to be perfect, but fuck me, we're getting closer to it every single day, even though it looks like it doesn't. You know, women wasn't allowed to vote. Now they are.
Yeah.
Black people were slaves. Now they're not.
Mm.
Yeah, like, I'm putting it in blunt terms, but fuck me, we are making a lot of progress. It's going to be slow. It might not happen in our lifetime or our grandchildren's, but we are getting there.
I think you're right. I think it's not actual outright racism. There's a lot of ignorance as well. I'm getting people on my Facebook saying things to me like, "Oh mate, I didn't know you felt so strongly about this. I grew up with you. I always thought it was all right around here. You are a white man. Of course it's all right for you. And was you with me every day? Like, were you with me every day? Oh mate, I didn't think you got any trouble around here. I always thought you was all right, mate. All right.
Do you know what? This looking at your socials, actually, it sparked a memory in my head that I literally didn't think about for the best part of...
Don't say no names, by the way.
20 years. No names, but I remember going to the shop with my dad, and I was walking past my one of the neighbours. They're all dead now anyway, and they went, "What, Packy John?" And I actually I thought of it at that time, as in, they call him a Packy, but at the same time, they understand that he's integrated into their society. But they're gonna take his name Mohammed, get rid of that, and just put John in there because you're one of us. And I actually felt proud, like, that it's a bit of banter, but you know, they've accepted him a little bit. And I'm thinking, at that time, I was thinking, Packy John. That's fine, isn't it? Like, Dad, they're calling you John.
Yeah, but we're numb to it, bro. We're conditioned to it. We're conditioned.
Yeah, but now I'm thinking, if someone was to call my dad Packy John, I'll fucking go there and I'll punch him in his face, bro.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, what's happened to me in that time where I'm thinking, when I was younger, I accepted it because, you know, I could see that we was different, and that's probably their way of sort of helping us integrate into the community. But now, as an older, I'm like, bro, what?
Yeah.
Which is a sign of change, right?
Yeah, we're a bit more educated now. Listen, lads, we're coming close to the end. I didn't actually want to have a rant on here, but I am getting a bit pissed off of it all. But hey ho, listen, I agree with what you're all saying. I think hopefully it's all positive. Hopefully it creates a bit of progress. Don't really give a shit about statues, to be honest. I don't really care who they are. And I reckon if a protester was chucked in the river, there'd probably be a less outcry from that anyway. But listen, lads, always good catching up. I love you all very, very much. Stay safe, and we'll catch up again next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.